Here's what Piers Morgan said about the Britain's healthcare system right now dealing with the coronavirus situation.
My biggest concern, Gail on Facebook has contacted us. I'm a nurse who's working within a very busy, very stretched A&E department in the NHS. I feel like not one person cares about us. We're still turning up to work, putting ourselves and our families at risk. Our managers told us yesterday we are running out of masks, equipment to protect ourselves. We are still expected to look after people with or without PPE.
Keep in mind, this is the brilliant, wonderful, vaunted medical system, single-payer system that they have in Great Britain.
Who cares about us and our families? No one. How awful that our healthcare workers are feeling so undervalued that they think nobody cares about them. Think about what these people are about to be going through. They are going into a system which is creaking at the seams already. We know that.
Did he just say that the British healthcare system is creaking at the seams already? Did he just say that? This is a system that we're moving towards, right, Bernie Sanders?
Going through. They are going into a system which is creaking at the seams already.
Creaking at the seams already. Why would the British healthcare system be creaking at the seams already, given that it's the wonderful system that we ought to be moving to? I don't get it.
They are going into a system which is creaking at the seams already. We know that will come under the most intensive pressure it's ever had. Every nurse, doctor, consultant, surgeon, everyone involved, every porter in a hospital, every cleaner in a hospital, they are doing this. They're risking their lives, their health, their families' lives, their families' health for us. So if you know anyone who works in the healthcare system, make them feel valued. Get behind them today. They need our support. They are going to be facing what Emmanuel Macron, President of France, has called a war. This is a war we're in now. And we have to support and defend people who are going to be in the front line of that war on our behalf.
Now, the salute to healthcare workers applies to any healthcare workers, no matter the system. But the point is, Piers Morgan described the British medical system as creaking at the seams already. Why would we want to have a medical system that somebody like Piers Morgan, a lefty, anti-gun lefty, your basic British lefty, feels is creaking at the seams already? Several years ago, the incoming president of the Canadian healthcare system, the equivalent of our American medical system, made a similar comment about the Canadian system. That it was in crisis. So I'm trying to figure out, if these systems are so wonderful, why aren't they working wonderfully now? Piers Morgan says their British healthcare system is creaking at the seams already. Now, as to our healthcare system, which is 50% government, we don't have a free healthcare system either, because government pays 50% of the healthcare bill, which is why our healthcare system is so inefficient. That's right. If government were not involved, our system would be much, much better. I've talked to you about elective surgeries, things like LASIK surgery or face surgery or hair plugs like the kind Joe Biden has. These procedures have gotten cheaper and cheaper and cheaper, even though these are elective surgeries, insurance, government not involved. How is it that those procedures got cheaper and cheaper, more accessible, quality improved, but that wouldn't be the case about other things? Someone needs to explain that to me. Which healthcare system do you think is going to be able to better deal with the coronavirus? Ours, or a healthcare for all system like the kind they have in Great Britain, or the kind they have in Italy? Dr. Fauci, who is with the National Institutes of Health, says that vaccine trials for the coronavirus are occurring at a record pace.
The vaccine candidate that was given the first injections for the first person took place today. You might recall when we first started, I said it would be 2 to 3 months, and if we did that, that would be the fastest we've ever gone from obtaining the sequence to being able to do a phase 1 trial. This has been now 65 days, which I believe is the record. What it is, it's a trial of 45 normal individuals between the ages of 18 and 55. The trial is taking place in Seattle. There will be 2 injections, one at 0 day, first one. Then 28 days, there will be 3 separate doses, 25 milligrams, 100 milligrams, 250 milligrams, and the individuals will be followed for 1 year, both for safety and whether it induces the kind of response that we predict would be protective. And that's exactly what I've been telling this group over and over again. So it's happened. The first injection was today.
And the president talked about coronavirus testing occurring within a short period of time because the private labs are going to be kicking in.
Last night, the FDA announced groundbreaking new policies to further increase testing, and very substantially so. All states can now authorize tests developed and used within their borders in addition to the FDA. So the states are very much involved. They have been involved from the beginning, but we're stepping it up as much as we can, and the testing procedures are going well. And within a short period of time, all of the private labs will kick in. This has never been done before, and it's going to be something I think it's going to be incredible if it's done properly. And these are great companies. These are among the greatest companies in the world, actually. So the state's going to be dealing through themselves and with local government, local physicians, local everybody. They're also dealing with us. But we have a tremendous testing capacity.
And Trump says he's asking everyone to work at home, if possible, and postpone unnecessary travel.
Our guidance yesterday urges Americans to take action for 15 days to help stem the outbreak. So it's a 15-day period. I guess now would say it's a 14-day period. It's 15 days from yesterday, and we're asking everyone to work at home if possible, postpone unnecessary travel, and limit social gatherings to no more than 10 people. By making shared sacrifices and temporary changes, we can protect the health of our people, and we can protect our economy, because I think our economy will come back very rapidly. So it's 15 days from yesterday. We'll see what happens after that. If we do this right, our country and the world, frankly, but our country can be rolling again pretty quickly, We have to fight that invisible enemy that I guess unknown, but we're getting to know it a lot better.
Coming up, China claims that their number of cases have peaked and are now declining. Is that true? And they're threatening to withhold life-saving antibiotics from this country. I am Larry Elder.